review of the book Likeonomics by Dr. Rohit Bhargava, a renowned professor of marketing at Georgetown University. Even though he is a well-respected professional, Dr. Bhargava deliberately chooses not to write in an academic style, but rather in a casual, easy-to-understand manner. His writing is full of examples and stories to illustrate his points. He chooses such a style intentionally to make them even more memorable. His assertion is that stories and situations from real life about real people inspire his readers to make these points more applicable. In Likeonomics, Bhargava asserts that the most important global currency isn't made of paper anymore, it's made of relationships, and how the right connection from person to person can change everything. In order to be more believable and trusted, the key is to become more likable. For businesses to be successful, their ability to earn trust can make them more profitable. But how can any business be more trusted and believable? Critics say such an approach is too obvious or untrue, since the product matters more. But likability is the ability to personally connect to people at a different level and garner trust. T equals truth, R equals relevance, U equals unselfishness, S equals simplicity, T equals timing, trust. In the past, the more money spent on communications equaled better brand perception. Now, with competition and media everywhere, the truth about anything is harder to hide. Marketing in today's world is seen as deceptive, manipulative, and greedy. The atmosphere is global in nature, as people are more and more distrustful in institutions of all kinds, making it harder and harder to influence people to do anything. For companies to succeed today, the believability crisis needs to be solved. People are inspired and become engaged when personal connections are made. Trust must be gained. How? By establishing likability. Likability creates ties. In a world where original products and services are harder to come by, differentiation is where competitive edge is created. The way to differentiation is in building relationships based on the human element. To be likable depends on the creation of trust and the 5 elements that make it up. The truth is more important than facts. Frank Lloyd Wright. Customers are so used to being manipulated by advertising that when companies tell the truth, it creates a sensation. Truth in Likeonomics is made up of unexpected honesty, unbiased facts, and proactive integrity. One of Bhargava's most lasting points is when he states, "It is when integrity is proactive that it becomes the most powerful demonstration of the character of a person or organization and how much the truth really matters." Relevance in Likeonomics is made of active listening, meaningful point of view, and the surrounding context. The point is that there must be something meaningful to say, to start with understanding by listening, and to get someone to care about something right now. Unselfishness in Likeonomics means caring more about others than yourself, and is made up of human empathy, giving freely, and offering value. The best way to sum this up is in the expression of, "How can I help you?" and mean it. Companies such as Whole Foods, Chipotle, Tom's Shoes, and Costco exemplify that companies can operate ethically and still make profit. Simplicity in Likeonomics is comprised of a core concept that is highly shareable in natural language. Even when simplicity seems hard to implement in reality because people want to overcomplicate life, it leads to more trust and less confusion, making it an ultimate competitive advantage. Timing in Likeonomics includes necessary urgency, habitual connection, and current events. Even the best of ideas can fail in cases of bad timing. It is the often overlooked secret between success and failure. If you talk to a man in a language he understands, that goes to his head. If you talk to him in his language, that goes to his heart. Nelson Mandela. It would be nice to believe Dr. Bargava's premise. Who wouldn't want to believe that being likable, having ethics and integrity, engendering trust, caring more about others, and developing person-to-person connections and relationships was not only possible, but the preferred way of living, not just the way to do business and approach marketing. Even in the face of his many stories and examples where such differences actually occurred, one thing can easily be agreed with, and that is that a believability crisis does indeed exist. Regretfully, his view is that of an ideal world, a utopia in which he sees the world as it should be, not as it is. Companies such as Costco and Tom's Shoes are an unfortunate rare exception, able to make ethics and global conscience work at a profit. And yet, I do agree with him. If more companies concentrated on believability, established likability, and invested in person-to-person connections, businesses and the world would be a better place. The format the book is written in would be considered by most to be a strength and a good way to cement his points, starting with a story where the point is introduced, outlining the point itself with an explanation, and then ending with another explanation for the overarching premise to drive the point home. In this case, however, it was annoying, tiresome, and lengthy. The real content of the work could have been made in half the pages and with only one example per point. But he believes that real stories about real situations and real people inspire others to adopt the principles of likability. So the book is filled with them. In closing, while I personally had a difficult time reading Likeonomics, I would recommend the book to others.